Hello everyone and welcome back to Beatles channel. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me for this video and I hope you're all doing well. Now in today's video I'm going to be reviewing this 2 CD Paul McCartney live album, live on air, an unofficial album, a bootleg, whatever it is you want to call it. I bought this from Amazon. It was 16 quid, which is not a bad price for a 2 CD package. I wasn't expecting it to come in this sort of a Blu-ray sized box. The picture on Amazon would kind of indicated that it would just be CD size, but here it is. It's a sort of a Blu-ray sized package. The 2 performances on this album, one hails from 1990. That was the tour, the world tour that Paul did in support of Flowers in the Dirt, which resulted in the live album Tripping the Live Fantastic. And the second CD hails from 1993, the world tour that Paul did in support of Off the Ground, which resulted in the Paul is Live live album. Now, I didn't have high hopes for this. I'm not a big buyer of bootlegs. I do have a few, and the ones that I've got are pretty good. But I'm not a big seeker of bootlegs, particularly live performances, because the sound quality doesn't seem to be that great on them. I know there are exceptions to that rule, but I thought I would give this a go anyway. So let's have a look at it first of all. So it's a pretty shoddy sort of presentation for a CD, because as I say, the tracks come from 1990 and 1993, yet the front cover shows a picture of Paul from the world tour of 1976, which is a bit odd. Here is the track listing on the back. I'm just going to hold it there, so if you want to pause the video and look at the track listing you can, but I will read them out in a minute. So that is the track listing. We get 22 tracks on CD1 and 16 tracks on CD2, or so it says on the packaging, and I'll come back to that in a minute. Now, the reason why this has come out is because these recordings are over 30 years old, and once they're over 30 years old, they're into the public domain and anyone can put them out, and that is what's happened here. So the inside of the package looks like that. Here are the 2 CDs. That is CD1 and this is CD2, both identical. The inside of the package, very weird indeed. So that picture here, I'm not really sure what is going on with Paul's lip, and he looks like he's wearing mascara as well. Very odd picture of Paul. Of all the pictures of Paul McCartney, this one seems quite an odd one to pick. The one on this side, that does actually hail from the time period, the 1990 tour, where he wore this sort of embroidered jacket over his sort of stripy shirt, and he played his 5-string bass, so that bit at least is accurate. Okay, so let's talk about the performances. So the 1991, that comes from the RFK Stadium in Washington, and now I'm not sure how this has been recorded. It sounds to me that like the recording has come directly from the sound desk, but not all the channels have been picked up on the recording. Now, what I mean by that is there is no mixing whatsoever on this at all. You've got the vocals are really loud in the mix, which is great if you want to hear exactly what Paul is singing and who is singing all the harmonies. The harmonies sound really nice and you hear them really close up, but you get odd things, like for example, like the tom-toms on the drums are really high in the mix, so when Chris Whittens hits a tom-tom, you get a great big thud. It almost makes you jump out of your chair, whereas the rest of the kit is fairly low in the mix. There is virtually no bass guitar on CD1 at all, and the guitars are very low in the mix, so the vocals very high, the music very low. There are parts where Linda's keyboard, like for example on Band on the Run, where it is horrendously loud. It's totally wrong. The mix is wrong. So the sound quality on this is not great. It's not unlistenable, but it's not how you want to hear it. Nothing like the quality of Tripping the Live Fantastic, which is a fantastic sounding live album. Now let me talk about the tracks. Now on the CD itself, on the CD sleeve, there's lots of spelling errors. Like for example, Birthday, which is the opening track, is called open brackets You Say It's Your closed brackets Birthday. We've got St. Pepper's, not Sergeant Pepper's, and no sign whatsoever of the Lonely Hearts Club Band. Now you remember it on the Tripping Live Fantastic on that tour, he did a fantastic version of Sergeant Pepper's, where he did the main song, then there was a big sort of guitar solo interlude, and then it went into the reprise, and it was fantastic. I saw her standing there is called When I Saw Her Standing There. And I'll just go through the tracks on the CD one. So it's Birthday, Band on the Run, We Got Married, Let 'Em In, Long and Winding Road, Fall on the Hill, Sergeant Pepper, or St. Pepper if you like, Good Day Sunshine, Can't Buy Me Love, Put It There, Things We Said Today, Eleanor Rigby, this one, My Brave Face, Back in the USSR, I Saw Her Standing There, Coming Up, then a track called Banter, which presumably is in between song Banter. I'll come back to that in a minute. Let It Be, Live and Let Die, Hey Jude, Yesterday. 22 tracks. What you actually get when you put your CD in the player is 14 tracks. 14 tracks. It lasts 53 minutes, but there are only 14 tracks. The tracks that are listed on the box that are not actually on the CD: Let 'Em In, Long and Winding Road, Sergeant Pepper, Put It There, Eleanor Rigby, I Saw Her Standing There, Banter, and Hey Jude. They are not on this CD, even though they are advertised as being on it on the sleeve. So that is the first CD. Not great at all. Okay, so before we go on to CD 2, I thought I'd just show you the track listing of both CDs close up, so you can pause the video if you want to read through those at your leisure. Now, CD 2 hails from 1993, the Off the Ground World Tour, but no songs from Off the Ground are in this the set list that's included. The sound quality on CD2 much better, much better mix, a more rounded mix, none of that sort of unbalanced stuff, so it's much better. It's not perfect, but it is much better. Now the thing about CD2 is that I think that half the tracks that are on CD2 hail from the sound check rather than the live gig itself. Now, as you know, when Paul goes out on tour, you can buy a VIP package, and that entitles you to go and watch the sound check. And I've done it once. I did it once in Stockholm in Sweden on the Out There tour, and it's it's a special treat. It's really worth doing because Paul, he plays about an hour, about 15 songs, none of which are included in the actual gig. So you hear 15 extra songs, and they give you a nice package of tour goodies and all that sort of stuff. So worth doing once as a special treat. But you can kind of hear that these songs are from the sound check because the auditorium sounds kind of empty at the end of the song. You can hear the applause, but it's only a couple of hundred people, and it sounds echoey, as if there's nobody in the auditorium. So I would say, like, from Matchbox to 20 Flight Rock, all those songs are from the soundtrack. The rest of them are from the actual live gig. At the end of those songs, you hear much bigger crowd cheering, and when the song starts playing, you hear the cheer when people recognise the songs, as you do at gigs. So CD2, as far as sound quality goes, much better than CD1. Not perfect, but much better than CD1. Now, when this album was first announced, I did a video that was on the 12th of May. The release date then was announced as being the 26th of May, just 2 weeks later. When this eventually plopped on my doormat, it was the 10th of July. There was no information whatsoever on this from Amazon about when they were going to send it out or anything. It went on and on and on, almost to the point where I almost cancelled it. Now, having listened to it, I kind of wish that I had, to be honest. But you know, I thought I would do a review of it because, you know, that video did get a lot of views, so there was quite a lot of interest in it. Now, my overall thoughts on this is that, you know, I'm not recommending this. If I was giving this a mark out of 10, this would probably be about a 3 or 4. I doubt I will ever play it again, and in fact I'm actually thinking about sending it back to Amazon and getting a refund on it. So I'm not going to recommend it. If it is something that interests you, you can still buy it on Amazon. The price has gone up slightly. It's about 20 quid I think it is now, so it's gone up slightly, but you know, if you want it, it's there if you want to go and get it. So, you know, if I'm talking about these particular songs, you are much better off with Tripping the Live Fantastic and Paul is Live. Much better, obviously much better quality than you're getting here, and much better performances as well. I did do a video quite some time ago ranking Paul's live album. So if you want to know where Tripping the Live Fantastic and Paul is Live come in that ranking video, I'm going to leave an end card at the end of this video, so you can just click on that if you want to go and watch it. Now, before I go, I just wanted to say something about a future video. So the next video that I'm going to do, I'm going to be talking about the future of this channel. As many of you know, I have retired last week, so I've got much more time to spend on the channel, and I'm really excited about my plans for the channel, which I think are going to be good, and I hope that you do as well. So I'm going to be telling you more about that, some new things happening on the channel, which I'm going to tell you about in the next video, so please stay tuned for that. As far as videos goes, I've got a list as long as a gorilla's arm of videos to make, so I'm quite excited about that. I'm not going to inundate you with videos just because I've got loads of spare time on my hand. I'm sure you don't want to hear from me every day, but I will have more time for the channel, so I am excited about that. So thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.